once it's all said and done, we can have him back on. But yeah, let's continue our Can We Say That segment. We're talking a little U.S. men's national team. Obviously, World Cup was the focus yesterday. But let's get back to the USA conversation. Shall we, Ryan?
Was the last one the round of 16 one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
Gotcha. Can we say that if Christian Pulisic was on a European nation, the spotlight wouldn't be on him at all?
No. If anything, wait, if he was from a European nation?
If he was playing for a European nation, would he be in the spotlight at all?
Yeah. I mean, yes, absolutely. I think for a couple of reasons. Number one, and I know that people don't like to admit this part, right? And even the European pundits and stuff. And it's not because of ego or anything like that, but I really do think the pressure of being an American playing in Europe does matter. You know, that is a label that you carry with you everywhere that you go. And it is something that you have to fight through, and it's something you have to prove yourself through. You know, we've seen this with many of players. The focus and the target will always be on your back, regardless. But also, I think Christian Pulisic brings with him a level of, you know, the headlines. He brings with him a resume, if you will. I mean, there's still ultimately going to be a focus, and if anything, I mean, I think the European fan bases are a little bit more relentless and unrelenting than a lot of other fan bases and a lot of other supporters in the world. And, you know, if anybody can tell us about that, the guy we just had on our show can probably be the one to tell you about just how intense those folks are. So, no, I think the focus, the spotlight would absolutely be. Now, is it to the same extent that it is with the national team? No. I mean, we're going to take our opportunity to talk about him all the time because he is the guy. I mean, regardless of, he have the
you don't think he'd be in the spotlight at all if he was a European?
I do.
You do?
I do think you would. Yes.
No way. Pulisic would not be in the
spotlight.
spotlight.
Would be on him.
He would not be in the spotlight.
What are we talking about when it comes to spotlight? Like he would be
the spotlight that he is in right
field,
now with the USA. The spotlight that's on him, like everyone's dissecting his every single move. Or you watch.
Oh, maybe not every move, but
like,
I don't
he's
think
a Premier. If you ever watch a Premier League game when he was playing at Chelsea, you will always hear an American, the American. I've never seen so much coverage for him making a move to Chelsea on NBC Sports. The coverage was on him. They even mentioned it with Chris Richards. Every time Tyler Adams touched the field, the American. Chris Richards, the American. Brendan Aronson, the American. I don't think he'd be in the spotlight at all. He would just be another guy. He would just be another guy that's good, but there would be like no pressure on the guy, and all he would have to do is go ball. That's all he would do. But maybe from their fans, maybe from the fans if he was underperforming.
Okay,
but to be honest with you, from a national team perspective, there would be no spotlight on him, like at all. Like the only spotlight, the only pressure that would be on him is if it's for the team. If he were to mess up with, let's just say he were to play for Croatia, because that was one of the teams that he could have played for in the international stage, there would be no pressure on the guy. There'd be nothing. Because he'd be all under Luka Modric, Perisic, and someone else with an itch. Mandzukic. There's another one.
But what about the amount of money that he's looking for, though? Like that's the portion of this that, I mean, if he's asking for the type of money that he's asking for, and even in these rumored transfers that we've seen, you know, come out about, well, Pulisic could go to this club, or he's rumored to be interested to go to this club, the amount that he's asking for, I'm going to ask a lot in return if I'm paying that kind of money to bring you to my club. Especially
how much is he asking for?
I don't know. I don't remember what the last number was last time we discussed it. But, I mean, if it's a significant amount, you know, I'm going to expect you to play well. So, you know, there could be pressure from that as well. Is he going to be the player? No. I mean, you plop him on any of the top Premier League teams right now. I mean, he's not even talked about it. We compared him to what? Bukayo Saka on Arsenal? I mean, like, even that
Saka's got way more pressure than Pulisic.
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna have way more weight on his shoulders than Pulisic ever. So to that degree, I guess if you're talking about media pressure, yeah, I mean, it might be a little bit easier on the guy to not have everybody on him so much, because obviously at AC Milan, they need him.
So Pulisic's on 103,000 per week, which in terms of the elite players, that's really not much at all.
So I guess, yeah.
No, I don't think.
Let me ask you this: what is a prime contract for a top end player? Let's say A
250 a
week?
week, 200K a
Really?
week.
Okay. So what
That's
would that amount to a year?
I don't know.
The thing about
He's
soccer that's
making
confusing.
roughly $4.3 million a year.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I don't know how
All
much that
right.
would be. I'd say
So,
probably doubled, so closer to 10 probably. Closer to 10 is probably what
okay.
I would assume for
Yep.
this. But no, I just don't think if Pulisic, the way that he's portrayed now from obviously USA media, and again, when people are out here saying the LeBron James of soccer, and I get it, I mean, it's a lot of expectations. Then you obviously have him, beefing with the old heads, which I do have a can we say that about the old heads? That's a funny one. But they like, and also being an American, like no one wants to see America succeed in the game of soccer. No one. If anyone says that, yeah, it would be so great. Yeah, they're either an American
I'm
or
from
they're a
here.
European that
Yeah.
they're lying to you. Like, yeah,
Right.
it'd be so good.
Uh-huh.
No, they want America to suck at everything because they're so good
Yep.
at. Like, if we're being completely honest, are we really playing flag football in the Olympics and we're gonna put the NFL guys in there? What's the point of even playing it? You're gonna get locked up.
Yeah.
You're telling me
Yeah.
some guy from London, England is gonna lock up Jay Jettas. No. No. Not at all. But
Hey,
no, I don't think
here's
Pulisic
what I'll
would.
say. If he wants to be the LeBron James of soccer, number one, he has to have a son, and he has to get that son into the pro league that he's playing, and he's got to play with him. And also, he's got to come back to the MLS and play until he's 40 plus years old. So I don't know where he's going to come play, but and just
And
saying,
then probably sit in
he's
the
got
middle school gym and announce where he's going. And then probably
what,
go to the
40
finals and lose all the time. He does actually Pulisic's undefeated in Champions League finals. Just put it out there. He's never
I'm
lost.
taking my talents.
Take
Go
my
ahead. Sorry, I
talents
didn't
to
mean to interrupt you.
Manchester. Anyway, moving on here. Can we say that our outside backs, Anthony Robinson, Max Armstead, Serginho Dest, maybe Tim Way in that mix, is the best outside back pairing in the group?
That's hard for me because I would have to look at the other teams. You probably have more of a
Yes, we can say that.
ready to answer for this. I mean, between Dest and obviously we talked about Anthony Robinson's ability and how good he's been in the Prem. Obviously, the injury concerns, that's always a thing that comes up. Anthony Robinson's had to fight through some nagging injuries, and even a knee injury coming into the season. I think that sidelined him for a while that he had to rehab from. So, but no, I mean, I think they're a really strong grouping. I don't know what the other groups look like necessarily, but yeah, I mean, Anthony Robinson, I talked about him specifically, and this was back before you were on the show. I don't even think you were here quite yet, as JT and I, but I talked about how he is in so many ways in terms of setting up what we want to do in scoring and in defending and everything, what he can do. He is one of the biggest missing pieces. He is one of the biggest pillars of this team. I put him up there with Weston McKennie and the Pulisics, and obviously Flo Balogun, the way he's playing. No, 100%. He's vital to this team's success for sure.
We may have to do this one for all the groups. I didn't think about it. Maybe we go like position by position group.
Good,
I would say,
good.
yeah.
I like
I
that.
think that Anthony
I like
Robinson,
that.
Serginho Dest. I mean, you could throw Tim Way in there, to be completely honest with you. I think that this group, in terms of the outside backs, I mean, I said the midfielders is the strongest position group. I think that's probably the second strongest position group are the outside backs, especially if they're set up if they are set up with the 3 at the back or 5 at the back. Those 2 outside backs are really going to thrive because, again, you really can't put our outside backs isolated in one-on-one situations with the other team's wingers. So if they are set up in a proper way, like they were in Japan and all that, they would be solid. All right, final question here of the U.S. men's national team. Can we say that? Can we say that every ex-American soccer player has an opinion on USA soccer, yet zero solutions?
That's a really good question, and I'm gonna say yes. Listen, I love listening to the likes of when Landon Donovan gets upset about the way that soccer is structured in the United States, and him and Tim Howard have these conversations about what should it look like? What are we missing? Even that question that I just asked Tyler a minute ago. I mean, everybody has a different answer, and I see members of the media, I see other members, and they it is so easy And to that degree, I'll admit that, maybe there's a touch of hypocrisy when it comes to the media and what I'm doing. But my answer to echoing these sentiments and talking about soccer, but not providing any solutions is not that I have the solutions. It's more to I'm speaking the language of the people, right? And I'm giving the people the fuel they need and the platform they need to share their personal stories. And I think it was interesting because a lot of those comments under those videos were like, 250 or $200 a month to play in the UK. It's like $250 is the team picture. I mean, that's literally all it is. You get a picture of your kid with the rest of the team for $250 in Dallas, Texas. So, there are issues. I don't know the answers to these issues, but I would expect that the guys who played at the youth level, played in the clubs, played at college, played in the MLS, went overseas in Europe, those guys would actually have some solutions. Like Landon Donovan, man, I love what you're doing, my guy. I love it, because I'm always for make sports more available. Make baseball more available. Why everything's going to travel league now. Little league is dying off. I hate that. I absolutely hate that. Little league was some of the best memories I've ever had in my life. And I grew a lot through that experience. Football is the same way. Every sport is becoming that way. Hockey is an extreme. Hockey's even beyond what soccer is, but that's just because of equipment and ice time. I'm all for making sports more available to kids because it's not just about how do we get pro and we go, kick Europe's what. It's more about the other things, the popularity of the sport, but also keeping people around in this sport. You see kids play it. And I played it once upon a time, and then I picked up the ball and ran away with it. And they're like, okay, this sport's not for you. We got to find something else, but it's keeping people around. It's growing the popularity. And I think more than that, it's giving kids an opportunity to develop physically, mentally, emotionally through sport. And if they can't afford to do that, I mean, they're just going to game all day the way any other kid plays. I think all those things are important, but again, provide something of use for us. It's one thing to yell about it. It's another thing to actually provide a solution.
Yeah, no, they all kind of just mention things. Fabian's talking about Dempsey. Dempsey talks more about the games. He's on a national network. He doesn't have I don't think he has a podcast or anything like that. He just talks about the games.
If anything, Dempsey should understand. I mean, Dempsey came from a poor part of Texas, man. Like Dempsey did not grow up in a
he grew up in a trailer.
Family.
He grew up in a trailer in the backyard of his grandma's house.
I mean, great story. So someone like that should understand, and should be able to provide some sort of solutions.
Yeah, it's just more of like the people, the Donovans that are like, it's so bad. It's so bad. Well, then what's your solution? I don't know.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
I know
yeah, exactly.
we are victims here on the podcast on the same thing about like, we'll talk about soccer needs to be this, and that. We don't have the solutions necessarily, but I mean, youth sports in general are all over the place, especially in America. I mean, getting a training session with a coach, I'm sure probably costs upwards of $150 an hour of sessions like that. So yeah, no, I would agree that they all kind of say something, yet there are no solutions. Hopefully one day we can get to those solutions and we can have a more affordable, better product for every single person.
And it will take a collective effort. Like, you can't just have, like, Landon Donovan can't just lay out a plan and everybody listens to him. Like, it's going to take a collective effort from USA Youth Soccer to make something like this happen.
I'm very curious to see if Pulisic will ever be in the media. I highly doubt it.
Hell no. No. It's like trying out Bill Belichick in the media. Like, hey, man, that was fun for all of a week, and then we realize you're kind of a square. So, like, go back to doing whatever it is that you do. Not that I don't like the guy, I just don't think he's a media guy. I don't know if he has the ability to laugh at himself the way that
Pulisic probably not. He's probably gonna get offended from everyone, so he'd probably get mad. Real quick, Fabian did tell me that Florentino Perez is going to give an exclusive interview today at 9 o'clock.
Ooh.
So 9 o'clock Spanish time. So it's probably three or
Mr.
4
Destroyer of Worlds.
Yeah, I don't know what he's gonna do, but he'll probably say something crazy about God knows what. But yeah, no, it's kind of funny. He's talking about cheating and everything.
Hey,
like, are we for sure that you guys haven't had any fishy money? Are you sure the books all add up and all that stuff? Just saying.
We got to get someone up there on that stage to debate him. That's what I'm saying. We got to get someone else up there to put me up there. I don't even know anything. I'll just go and ask him a bunch of questions he probably ain't gonna like to hear. So anyways, so that was can we say that for the U.S. men's national team? Yeah, I mean the excitement is palpable. I'm ready to go. I'm looking forward to what this summer is going to be, and to what Tyler said, like we have been building everything we've been doing has been building up to this moment.
My dad says it's 6 hours ahead of us, so yeah, it'll be 3:00 when Florentino Perez probably goes and crashes out on the entire world. Real quick, Fabian mentions that here in Puerto Rico, the the leagues charge something like $200-$400 a year, and it includes uniforms. I think what the phrase that he said is kind of like the rec league. So I'm sure their rec leagues are probably relatively cheap. I mean, I'm sure AYSO's got to be cheap, right? AYSO, because they do like half a seat cost per season.
Like short season.
Oh, it's like $250. Okay, it's the same thing. Yeah. So, gotcha.
Yep.
$30 for uniforms? Jeez. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
And that is
But
okay, gotcha. All right. Sounds good. Looks like that. Look at that's affordable, guys.
Absolutely. But yeah, I mean I think the impact of the World Cup is going to be significant, and I think hopefully the clubs can capitalize off of it, but I'm all for it. Listen, I'm all for making this game more available, more affordable to anyone who's able to play or wants to play. I just don't think as a country we don't have the luxury of being able to turn people away from the sport. Like if other countries, fine. You know what I mean? Like if someone flames out like in basketball or football in this country, it's like, well, a lot of people
they just become memes at that point.
Exactly.
It's like Anthony Bennett.
Or,
whoa.
Yeah, or they just start a podcast and then they just start yelling about the sport and then they
Look at
become
Draymond
popular that
Green.
way. Right. Or you're 5'9", so you become a broadcaster like myself. Like there are options out there for people who don't make it in the sport, but
or it's like, what happened to Zion Williamson? Is it the biggest bust of all time? Dave says, never question the Spanish club's financial books. No, Dave, I'm sure Real Madrid and Barcelona are super, super clean. I'm sure those two clubs have never done anything wrong.
I am the best there ever was.
Wasn't there wasn't Barca in like 2020 like $1 billion in debt or whatever it was? Like they started selling weddings. Like you could have your wedding at Camp Nou. Like all of a sudden, like during COVID, they're like, we need more money. Let's have weddings. Financially speaking, Spanish teams are like the SEC in football teams. I would say the Premier League is more like that. Oh, wait, actually, no. The Premier League would be more like the Big Ten because they're more. I see what you did there, Dad. That's a good one because the top of the top is the top of the top, and then kind of gets to the bottom. It's kind of not very competitive, and then you get to the Big Ten. It's more like the Prem because there's more competitive teams. It's more evened out. It's a more balanced league, even though Man City just wins everything.